Tita Becky, yours is one of my favorite stories in the Philippines. It is one that God proves He loves us, start to finish. It is of kindness that so purely and accurately reflects His heart for people, belief that He created us to rock our communities for good and to no purpose, that with every breath, every step, every gift given to us, just love God and love people. In 2016, I promised to serve as a Peace Corps education volunteer wherever they sent me. So the Peace Corps sent me to a town that I'd never even heard of, Moalboal. Moalboal. Moalboal? What? Now I know it's Moalboal. And to teach at Cebu Technological University. Within the first 3 months, the other 3 volunteers at CTU campuses left, and so I was alone. Gamay lang akong Bisaya. I missed my family, I missed my home, Hawaii and Hong Kong. I felt so alone. So I would pray to God, God, give me a sign that you are still with me. And then one day, I decided to bike down the road. 7 kilometers later, I saw a sign, Hale Mana, and I was so shocked to see Hawaiian words right in the middle of some random Filipino town sa Provinciana. And that sign led me to you. A beautiful lady with the biggest, most beautiful heart. A dreamer, renowned mover and shaker in her community, yet no one would know because of your great humility and interest in others. A lover of the arts, someone who made space for other artists to connect and shine, a guardian angel to both gently and fiercely cheer me on. The embodiment of the Aloha spirit. I found home in you. You told me that you called the resort Halemana because you studied in Hawaii, where you were showered with aloha. In Hawaiian, hale means home, and mana means life energy, or power. And you chose to spell mana with 2 N's after the bread that God gave His people daily, a sign that God is faithful and He will always provide. And if these weren't enough coincidences, you then told me that your husband was a Peace Corps volunteer too. Hawaii loves God, Peace Corps volunteer. I mean, how obvious can God be? Tita Becky, every interaction I've had with you was drenched in kindness. I remember that you introduced me to your staff at Halimana and said, this is Robbie, and she can come over anytime. And you invited me for your staff family day and the blessing of the new rooms that you guys built. You took me into your home in the city and Moalboal, and you loved me as family, and you told me that I'm Ohana too. So thank you so much. Not only were you my godsend, constantly there to encourage me, I soon learned that you were the very same to so many. Thank you for introducing me to so many Filipinos with their heads in the clouds and feet on the ground. And thank you for having a heart for everyone around you, including my CTU students. Oh. You welcomed them to Halemana to have a cultural exchange and beach cleanup with Japanese students for the first time, and they were so happy to be in a very peaceful and beautiful place. And they gained greater confidence in speaking English, and of course they took 1,000,000 selfies, and they had gone to the private side of Mo'alba'al for the first time, experienced what it was like being in a hotel, and you showered us with so many yummy snacks. And then you and Liana invited my students over to volunteer at the Filipino Reader Convention. Go Liana and team. And at 4 a.m. they were so excited that they couldn't sleep, and so they took the bus from Mo'alba'al to the city. And being from the province, where the national highway is just 2 roads, they said they were so scared by the big roads that they had to link arms for support just to cross the street. And at the event, they met Filipinos that loved literacy for the first time. And as a thank you for volunteering, they received the first novels that they ever owned. And I remember at one point in the night, just as I was silently worrying, do I have enough money to pay for everyone's dinner? Because you can't just invite students out and pay for their transportation, but you have to provide the snack and dinner. Suddenly, Oh, you came out of nowhere and you told me to bring my students with me, so I followed you, and then you had a 100 feast for us. And when I challenged my students to write Mo'albo'al Tales, a Bisaya English children's book, they told me it was impossible because they didn't grow up with books. Their community was not very excited about books either, yet you encouraged me to hold on to that vision and supported us from start to finish. You connected me with so many amazing Filipino friends, like Liana, like Steph, like Tita Dress, etc., that just love literacy and open doors for my students. And when they finally published 1,000 copies of their book, you helped us to bring 300 books back to Mo'albo'al when our school was not able to help us. And I was thinking, how am I to bring 6 boxes of books on the bus with me? And so because of your kindness, they were able to achieve their impossible, publishing a Bisaya English children's book and distributing 1,000 copies to all 21 schools in Mo'albo'al. And guess what, Tita Becky? Today, it's in 21 countries and counting. So thank you so much for being a part of their story. The stories of your kindness and what you mean to people are endless. Even in Hawaii, I've met people that know and adore you. How I wish that our plans to see each other one day and you visit my home would come true, but I'll settle for eternity in actual paradise, heaven, where you are probably making all the other angels look bad. Thank you so much for being God's hands and feet throughout the entire time I've known you, Philippines and beyond, and mahalo ke akua. Thanks be to God for gifting us with you. Your relentless dreamer spirit, your great generosity and kindness just lives in those who have had the honor of encountering you, especially Leanna and Eric, who are pioneers creating a beautiful world vision. And yes, they have your can-do, entrepreneurial, creative spirit and big hearts that care so much for community and believe in making the world a better place. They truly are your son and daughter. So, Tita Becky, tabi anak ko. So thank you for being my Mo'albo'al mom and a mother to so many. You are so loved. What a life and what a legacy you leave with us. I'm so honored that our stories are intertwined. Yours is one of my favorite. It has been, it still is, and will always be. And so this is a message that I sent to you in 2017. And also there's a video for my students to celebrate what sunshine you are to us. Look what a bright light you were then, and even brighter one now. So daghang salamat sa tanan. Akong Mo'albo'al mom. Tell Papa God I say hi, and to give you a great big hug from me and all of us. We love you, Tita Becky. Aloha.